The fact that I'm even making this kind of video in 2026 is not only heartbreaking, it is fucking disgusting. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another fantastic video on a fantastic Friday. Now, unfortunately, I know a lot of my videos are quite somber and kind of morbid to some degrees, but I always try to make a kind of like fun spin on these videos. Today, however, I regret to inform you that there is no way that I can put a funny spin on this kind of video. The reason why I'm making this kind of video, because I was inspired by what happened to Pascal Kaiser in Cologne, Germany, a little over a week ago. Pascal is a gay referee footballer, famous enough on social media. He proposed to his boyfriend at a football match on the 2nd of February 2026. After this occurred, certain comments were made about people coming to his home, but a bit of doxing went on, and the definition of doxing is right here, by the way. These men got his address after commenting some vile things online, went to his address, was waiting outside for him, and decided to beat him to a pulp. And I think this brings to light there is a myth within Western society about being a member of the LGBT community. It's been over nearly 10 years when gay marriage was legalized in Ireland. I'm using Ireland here as a specific reference point because it's my home country. Gay marriage was legalized in 2015, and it was the Decriminalisation Act occurred in 1993, where it was okay to be gay. It does come with an element of guarantee that the laws that exist in the world today, in the West, that is, that protect the LGBT community and gay people, are near to say sacrosanct for now. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is amazing. Great strides have been made towards the LGBT rights movement within Western society, but a lot more still needs to be done. Yes, we are exposed more on media culture, pop culture references, and due to this media exposure, it has shown a light on the subject matter. However, conversely, it also raised the attention of the negative side of the media as well. For the people that have a very toxic conservative view, want to inject their will on normal people that just want to live their life the way they want to live it. Pop culture media. And it has created a huge spotlight on the LGBT community. Feel more comfortable with identifying who they are now in a private environment or within a close-based environment, but that way in public, per se, walking down the street. I mean, the facts and figures don't lie, and we'll get into that part of the video in a little bit. But let's just take this country, for example, Ireland. 45% of the people that identify as LGBT do not feel safe in public. I have a little bit of personal experience with this as well. A couple of months back, I made a video on TikTok that went somewhat viral, where I talked about an encounter that occurred with myself and my boyfriend when we were walking down the streets of our capital city of Dublin, where vile things were said to us. We were there minding our own business. We weren't, kissing. We weren't riding rings through the town. We were simply just holding hands as we walked towards a restaurant. And I'm not the only one, but I feel like that every person that is a member of the LGBT community has experienced some element of verbal, physical, or other online abuse throughout the years. And I think that is completely disgusting. And not only am I going to say it's disgusting, I think that if we turn a blind eye to it, that is equally as guilty. I'm going to say that again. Turning a blind eye to it is equally guilty. The data doesn't lie, but hey, the figures are in and the proof is in the pudding, as they say. Where I'm from, beautiful Ireland as it is, there are 72%, it's identified, of the LGBT community experience some form of verbal abuse. I put my hand up to that as well. I am one of them. 45% don't feel safe expressing who they are in public. That's Ireland, little old Ireland. If we look at the grand scheme of the European Union, every single country experiences high volumes of hate crime. You can see here in this lovely figure, or in the links down below to where I've done my research. The maddest thing is, there isn't actually able to be a complete study done because a lot of it goes underreported. There's also evidence to support the fact that people feel discriminated at work for being a member of the LGBT community. And also to mention in terms of politics, there is a huge rise in the right-wing toxic conservative agenda that is coming out of its woodwork. Now look, I don't care if you're conservative, I don't care if you're right or you're left, I don't care about anything like that. But the one thing I do care about is human rights. If you are human, you deserve the same rights as anybody else, regardless of your race, your gender, your sexual orientation, or religion. I don't even have time to talk about the United Kingdom and the United States of America at this time. I mean, say what you want about the United Kingdom, but the United States, that is a complete shit show, and that's a video in its entire self. What's going to be pumping out of that over the next 5 to 10 years terrifies me. So what do we do about it? That's a really good question. So what now? Everything you do is important. It may not seem it in the grand scheme of things, but you have a genuine impact on the world, in the world you live in. So you can either help build a greater society, a utopia, or you can follow in the dystopian landscape that is currently coming out of the toxic conservative agenda, or anyone that has a specific hate against anyone else. I mean, we all know where this leads. We've seen it before. So, I think we changed direction. Let's call it out for where it is. If you see it in the comments, report it. You don't have to comment and get in a fight, report it online. If you see something happening on the street, within safety reasons, feel free to speak up. Show your support. And it's not just LGBT specific. It could be for any reason as well. Race, gender. And remember too that you have a government representative, local, national, and if you're in Europe, in the European Union as well. And they have emails. They have phone lines. Contact them, speak to them. Tell them what you think should be done. It's their job. Get them to help pass safer legislation for this specific group that's currently experiencing a hate crime. Mentioned about doxing. Legislation should be put in place online to also protect LGBT members of the community. And not just LGBT, but other members too, if needs be. I mean, at the end of the day, we can't really deal with a problem until we actually speak about it. Because when we speak about it, we acknowledge its physical presence. So, glad I made this video, and I'm glad that you watched, and hopefully you learned something and you can take something away. So with that, guys, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and also you can follow me on other social medias as well, and feel free to check out the other videos which you'll see at the end of this. And with that, have a great weekend. Love yous. Bye.